Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Pavan and I am part of team here at Turito and going to be your moderator today. I'm joined here by our speaker, uh, Miss Poonam Singh ma'am, who is an exam preparation expert at Turito. Miss Poonam Singh is a high passionate educator holding an enriching experience of more than 8 years in the education industry. She is a doctorate in literature and languages. She has facilitated students for the both competitive exams and extemporized spoken English. Thank you for joining us, Poonam ma'am. The webinar is a part of outreaching program by Turito for the students who are looking for a bright future and parents who dream of giving their kids the best education. Turito is an edtech platform that is now offering one-on-one tutoring services in Australia. If you have any questions as we go, please feel free to type them down and we shall be answering in the Q&A in the end. So ma'am, you can take it.
Thank you so much for a wonderful warm welcome from the entire team, Turito. And it's a privilege working from the very beginning as a new venture, as a part of the team. I still remember the moment the company started, I was one of them to join as a tutor. Then the learning went so well that now I proudly can say that yes, Turito is the one platform that made me what I am and who I am. Moving forward to, I really want to quote one statement stated by James Holmes. He said that uh, whenever you would like to communicate, there is only one thing that you can work upon, and that is the leadership. So language is one thing that we have to excel with the practice, with absolute hard work and dedication. Moving forward to how Turito makes up doing so, and how it is a platform giving everyone the way to look the similar ways in a different way. Like if I just talk about Turito, it is based definitely on one-on-one online tutoring. It is a platform, one of its own kind, which is absolutely different to what people think of. Because we have seen recorded videos, we have seen teachers giving lectures, but there is no medium when we have seen a child giving his feedback on the same and getting rectified, or maybe getting objective of his learning. So when we come and talk about education here, we always ensure to give a quality. It's not just based on what the teacher is teaching on the basis of the content. We also focus on how child is learning, and it's absolutely immersive learning experience for anyone. It's a mutual learning for both teacher and the student who are there. When it comes to the tutors that we have here, we access all the world's best educators. As we know, India's a platform, is a hub of amazing teachers. And when it comes to the foundation, if we only and only believe in foundation courses, we only believe in a child learning to be from the very extent. Now, when it comes to talk about how company's overview is, I think this is what I would like Sir to give a little brief on company's overview.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, you're audible, sir.
Ma'am, you just continue with it, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. So when it comes to programs that we have here is all tailor-made. It's customized classes. It's all depend, rather it be the subject of maths, science, and English, but we don't only believe in giving lectures on the basis of what the content is. We made it as customized as we can. As you can see, what all things we believe in giving the lessons for. Here, the prime motive of the tutor is to give live and engaging interactive sessions, learning plans that fits child's requirement. We are not going to focus on the curriculum basically like what has been written in theory. We are going to follow what child needs to understand and what procedure he follows to understand. Every child has his or her own domain to understand things, and we cater those. When it comes to assessing, we give regular and rigorous training on every aspect of the topics. We use student specific methodologies. We always make sure to clear the doubts. That too, whenever is possible. It's not that just 1 hour we are assessing the child in the class. The parent is free to talk to the tutor whenever he or she wants. They can share their work with the teacher. They can discuss the progress. It's absolutely a kind of a lesson that you have, classes that you want always for your child, something that you always wanted for your students to have. What in this webinar we are going to cater is the language skills. Now let's begin with what language skills are. As we have all studied, the language skills, the basic aspects are 4. That is learning in terms of listening, reading, writing, and speaking. When it comes to language, these all 4 skills or all 4 parts are absolutely interrelated to each other. We cannot we cannot listen if we cannot understand the language. We cannot speak if we cannot read. We cannot understand or write unless we read. So if I just talk about all those 4 domains, all those 4 language skills, they all are interdependent to each other. That is what we teach. We don't teach children a different aspect, like these are different areas that they have to work on. They are interrelated. What I have listened to, I'm catering to, I'm writing it to. When, for example, I'm talking about any grammar topic, I usually teach, or the teachers here teaching them. So they always focus how that topic is to be inculcated in our writing. It's not just basic how the student is going to answer those questions. We are not specified. We don't have a limited horizon. We don't specify child's learning in terms of just giving worksheets. Instead of focusing on what the definition child has learned, we focus on what the child has understand. So we strengthen all writing abilities. We answer the questions on logically, analytically. If we talk about how do we proceed in these ways, I would like to talk about Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences. He said that every person, every child is of one of a kind. Following an example of that, in each class, if I talk about there are 10 students, every student is different from one another. But when we talk about our education system, that provides absolutely the same platter in terms of curriculum, in terms of teaching methodologies. So here we have a solution to it. We see and understand what the child requires. We always make sure how childs understand the concept. As you can see, there are 8 domains in a different way a child understand. For example, if my daughter is way logical and asks me multiple questions, she's definitely good in maths and reasoning. So how can she be able to understand writing or language? So this is what is an answer for. I am going to make her understand with the logic in English as well. We are not going to focus on making or mugging her or asking her to cram the definitions. We'll make her understand what the topic is with a reason behind it. Why we are placing any verb in the sentence after the subject. Why not before than that? And why is a noun important? What is that part of speech is working in the sentence? So instead of talking about in general way, we modify according to the child's understanding. And also it boosts and increases the child's learning area. Let me give me one more example of visual special. A child who is very good at arts and understanding the commercials and very able to remember the things and is very good in languages also. That person is not going to be very good in maths and other subjects. But this is what we all follow. The teachers here are highly specialized on the domain, how to take these students on the basis of their multiple intelligences areas. and how they will be catered on the basis of how they understand the concept. It's not giving everyone the same food. It's their choice, their crafted sessions, their understanding of the topic. And we take ample of time unless the child gets the amazing understanding of that concept. When we talk about the few tips and how to improve writing skills, I always want my students to go ahead with crisp and clear content. What is their idea of the thought of the question of the topic, and active voice, choose apt words. Now, how are we going to inculcate these with activities? We always try to put down things, not giving them the long assessments. We want them to come up with understanding in their real life ways. If a child is taking language or a grammar topic as very difficult to understand to use in the daily life, this is what the challenge we take it as as in a practice. So, Turito, being an extremely new venture in the market, as we all know, deals with the real needs of education. Unlike giving recorded videos or pre-customized lessons, we believe in hyper-personalized classes, keeping students' needs and requirements in mind. When it comes to becoming an expert, definitely we have more than 5,000 or more than that students associated to us with us from the very beginning, and it's just been a year in the market for us. And when it comes to why one should choose Turito, definitely it is the only verifiable solution that one is looking for. Being a parent, everyone's need is my child is to not only learn things, she has or he has to have a understanding of what is she learning, and to also incorporate that in writing. So when we talk about writing, every topic that we take, we indulge that in writing practice. For example, if I talk about, let's say, conjunctions, if a student is well versed with the topic conjunction and answers all the questions in the mark sheet or in the activity sheet, now he doesn't know how to use that in the paragraph. This is what we are going to let them understand. After every particular concept of grammar, we try to mold it with the writing skill. So, how to become an expert here? So, we always prefer to give a title after getting the topic and identify the target audience. This is what we always teach the students, and when it comes to taking about or talking about the main idea of writing any particular skill. Like, for example, if it is a paragraph topic, how to differentiate the topic or how to come up with different ideas. So first 5 minutes, child has to brainstorm his own understanding of or his own knowledge of the same concept. Then we try to understand to whom are we writing, who are the readers, who is going to read it. So that is the most important part. For example, if I'm writing a story, I cannot cater, for example, to the higher graders. And if it is a short story or a comedy story, I really want it to go with the lower level students, for example. So I will change the writing pattern. I'll use different ways of sentences, different ways of sentence structures, and also the transition words. This is how it will help a child to move from one point to the one expression to the other expression. When it comes to create a rough outline, this will help a child to always remember what is to be added in one and what is to be left, because we cannot add on every possible point in our writing. That could be at times illogical, at times make my writing clumsy, and it won't give the aspect, the outcome that I want. So we always prefer to organize the thoughts into paragraphs, minimum of 2 or 3. Let's means if the child is beginner for the same concept, we try to give them one paragraph having all 3 important aspects. That's introduction, the thesis statement, then comes the body, and then at the conclusion in the one. Then we gradually use and stretch that into 2 paragraphs, then move forward to the 3. So we start with basic, then go with the higher advanced level. And when it comes to writing and the draft, is something that the child always keep with him. And once the draft is ready, the proofreading is very important. A child is to understand the grammar aspect, whether the sentences have been written in a correct order, whether the grammatical errors have been looked out, whether the ambiguous words have been taken off, and also whether I'm sharing and whether I'm able to put my all ideas into my paper. So this is going to make a child into an expert on writing various. And why learning from Turito, or why learn writing from Turito? We always believe in giving mindful learning instead of a handful one. So we always want the lessons is to be customized on the basis of child's understanding, and that's why we have said that it is child-centric preparation. If a child is preparing for NAPLAN, so definitely we will focus on the concepts NAPLAN takes, and if it is the regular classes, we focus on what and how the child is getting the lessons ahead according to the curriculum. And here, one size fits all. That is what we always keep out of our mind. We always ensure that how these concepts has been taken further with the students in terms of one-on-one only. And what is the importance of one-on-one session? A child is going to be change his mind from introvert to extrovert, because he or she will get extra time to speak with the teacher individually, and to ask questions. Children are so inquisitive, and they always feel themselves inferior to ask those questions. So this is the right platform we want students to come ahead, to talk, to share their ideas, so that we teachers will cater their all issues, problems, and also to let them understand why and why not the things is to be taken in consideration in terms of writing and in terms of learning. So always having the same motto when we talk about Turito, we believe in mindful learning, holistic learning instead of something taken as a handful. And we are 24/7 ready with the student. And when it comes to exams, we target to NAPLAN and OC. And it's collaborative teaching concepts, absolutely, because we know all these language skills are interrelated and we don't teach them individually in terms of, but we give rigorous practice to every particular domain and to every particular area of these skills. And we uh, make sure that the child is going to master these once finishing the lessons with us. Thank you so much for listening me, everyone. And this is me, Poonam Singh. Now it's the time for the question answers. So you can jot down your points on the chat box.
Yeah, thank you so much for the detailed explanation regarding the course, ma'am. So we will be taking up questions from parents now. So we got one question. My son is taking chemistry classes from a Turito teacher. Can you explain how your writing skills program is unique and promising?
Yeah, thank you so much. Now, a child who is taking chemistry classes, definitely the entire concept is related to facts and reasoning. So, how he is going to put those facts into writing, that is the most important part, right? So, my writing skills or our writing skills, a platform definitely improve his expressions. It's not just that he is going to write the pointers. He'll be able to write and to explain his thesis or the research if he's going to come up with. When I talk about, let's say, the periodic table, child understand periodic table, but how to write and to learn those things, just one point. And if it is in the form of answer, the long answer, then how elements have to be, catered into the valencies and then come to the shells. So this entire process also requires a writing skill. Everywhere in anything that we learn, from even going to the offices, we do want writing skill to be as finesse with the way we are looking, for example, the way we present ourselves. So our writing skills have to be strengthened as if we are. So that is how we always make sure that if English lessons have been given, how the child is coming up with the answers in chemistry or in physics or in biology. So that is how we cater that.
Yeah, we got another question. Can you please give daily tips that students must follow to improve writing skills?
Yes, definitely. If a child is doing anything, like for example, from the day till night, if 5 sentences if a child can write, or it's just a minimal number, I'm saying, 5 sentences of what he has done in the day, he'll be able to come up with the tenses, first of all. Secondly, he is also able to come up expressing his or his ideas or her ideas on the paper. And then finally, at the end, when he's writing those sentences, that's also is going to make him in a habit of writing, which is nowadays eloping, if I could say. So we have to make the child writing every now and then. This is how one practice can make him write, even remember things, and making his strengthening his memory power as well.
Yeah. My child reads a lot and is good with English, but needs improvement in public speaking. Any suggestions?
In public speaking, yes, that absolutely depend on the confidence. If the child is introvert and is good with only few means the in limited area, he never would come up with good understanding and expressions in the public area. So here with Turito, we with one-on-one classes focus on that. We don't want children to be introvert. We try to make them extrovert so that they can build that confidence to go and speak in public. And when it comes to do that as a homework or as a regular basis, this is something that they can do with the friends. As much as they speak up, as much as they have a will to speak with other people not known, without any hesitation, that's definitely can boost their writing and public speaking.
Yeah. Will this be a one-on-one session?
Yes, absolutely. It is going to be absolutely customized one-on-one sessions. We Why do we focus on customized here? Because we always see the child's understanding and aptitude, and on the basis of that, we change and modulate the classes. If, for example, my topic is going to be active and passive voice or something related to speech, I'll understand first of all my what my child is lagging behind with, and then I would come up with catering my classes. So I modulate, or we modulate our classes absolutely on the child's requirement. It's not what is the curriculum or what the topic is. We make and we ensure that the child gets the answer to what the queries he has.
Yeah. It's administrative question. How much it costs a week? How many times that required?
Okay, I'll answer that. So basically, we have two options. One is 6 months, in which you will get 48 sessions altogether per subject, and the other one is 12 months, in which you'll get 96 sessions. So if you are going for 6 months, the price will be around $600 Australian dollars, and if you are going for 12 months, the price will be around $1,000 Australian dollars. Now we will give 2 sessions every week, but it's customizable as well to a certain point. So let's say if you are enrolling for 6 months, a 48 sessions, you can take it as 1 session per week as well, and 3 sessions per week as well. So yes.
Yeah. We got another question. My son is in year 11. We are in Melbourne. Are you aware of VCE curriculum and marking methods, especially some novels they follow?
Yes, absolutely. Because I have my students from Australia, that too from grade 11 and 12. And they're really doing wonders, because the classes that we take for him, means the classes I take for him, is absolutely on the basis of what curriculum they have designed and the course they have given, like the marking scheme. Because when it comes to, for example, an assessments, they have been not judged on what they're writing, it's also their expressions they are putting onto the paper. So yes, we are aware and we give lessons to those particular aspects.
Yeah. How to improve their vocabulary?
The vocabulary is, that's a very good question, because nowadays students don't read any further books, and neither we emphasize, because we don't have time being parents at times. So in this condition, I wish always my students to at least go for 1 or 2 words and their synonyms. so that at least they would come up like every day. If the child is able to learn two words, the one that he already knew, and is learning synonyms for the same word, then definitely he'll be able to use. For example, instead of just saying that I'm happy, the child can say I'm jovial, I'm joyful, I'm cheerful. So this simple word or this simple strategy can absolutely enhance just two words in a day, with, let's for example, 4 synonyms for the same word, will help, and the entire week usage of the same in speaking with the parents, with friends at school. So that is how he will definitely help improve his vocabulary.
Yeah, I think it's administrative question. So how many sessions per week will be there, and how long is each session?
So as I told, per week 2 sessions will be there, but it's customizable as well. Then each session will be an hour long.
Yeah, will there be an assignment to understand my son's knowledge to plan his classes accordingly?
Can you come again with the question?
Yeah, ma'am. Will there be an assignment to understand my son's knowledge to plan his classes accordingly?
All right. Absolutely. There is demo, right? So you can take demos first. That is free of cost. Means you can just let the child be taken demo, and you'll be able to see how the lesson has been taken and how the child is doing. Keeping that in mind, for example, if you think the child requires a little more understanding of the entire subject, then we can proceed with the course. But when it comes to, for example, my child is good at something, but
నా side నుంచి అయిపోయినాయి.
sorry.
Sorry, nothing.
Okay, but when it comes to the child, like for example, my child is good at some aspects and some concepts, so I may bifurcate those lessons. For example, if grammar is good and I only want writing skills, sorry, to be taken over, then I will prefer lessons for writing skills. So that is one we can also do. But we always emphasize at that moment as well to align our grammar topics with writing skills, because though the child is aware in subconscious mind about those concepts, but not able to answer those when it comes to writing, because everything has been assessed on the basis of writing. So we always focus to align every grammar topic concept with writing. So that is how we'll be able to come up with the understanding of how many classes my son or daughter requires.
Yeah, how to improve creative writing?
How to improve creative writing? That's what, like for example, if my child is very good at languages, I was talking about Gardner's theory. So there are everyone have multiple intelligences domain. So for example, my daughter is not very well in creative and it's very logical in reasoning, then I will give her assessment on the basis of logic, right? Like if there is a picture, why that person is sitting there. So keeping that in mind, the child will answer herself, because we have to make the child inquisitive on the basis of what she understands. So we don't focus on just putting the concept on the child's mind. We change it accordingly how the child understands. If the child, because a person who is logical cannot be creative, that's absolutely clear, that because the research has said that a person who is creative is not logical. A logical person cannot be creative, but we can align them together, and that is what we work. We'll try to understand how the child, to what extent the child is logical and asking reasons to, and then the classes and the lessons of creative writing. And now, what is creative writing in terms of, for example, a narrative? So when a child is being given the all prime areas, what is important in a narrative? That is the plot, why a plot is required. So if you're asking the child why it is required, so child is going to give a logic behind that. So that is what we are focusing on. We give every question with inquisitiveness so that child can answer himself or herself. And that definitely improve creative writing, because I have tested and it is proven to me. from almost maximum of 8 years of experience, I could say, I have seen children changing their writing skills from just writing a simple sentence to writing a wonderful stories that have been aligned, and even writing a Shakespeare's retelling stories, means the poems that the Shakespeare used to write in terms of sonnets. I've seen children writing sonnets who are absolutely good at maths. So it's all depends on the child's kinesthetic, multiple intelligence domain.
Yeah. How many hours must students spend every day to improve their language skills?
How many hours? This is a question. This question is quite ambiguous to answer, to be very honest, because language skills is something that is to be refined every now and then. Because we are speaking, we are reading at times. If we are not speaking, we are reading. If we are not reading, we are listening. If we are not listening, we are writing. So either or the other, we are inculcated ourselves into, or we have put ourselves into languages. So we are learning. It's just we have to understand to put it into the into the conscious mind. Because if I'm reading, what I'm reading is important. We don't put emphasis on that. So this is what, like, if I come to hours, I cannot specify, but when it comes to minimum hours, I could say at least 1 hour in a day or an hour in a day would definitely help my child to come up with better understanding of language skills. Like 15 minutes of listening something, 15 minutes of reading the same any of the book. I'm just giving a brief of it, and then I will analyze what I have learned, what I have read, and what I have heard. Then I'll put that in my critical thinking and then write a kind of a reflection to what I have heard and what I have seen or what I have read. So in this basis, a small reflection will come up with all different domains of the skills, you know. So I think minimum of an hour would work.
Yeah. When can we join these classes? Is there any batches, or we can join immediately? Administrative question.
You can join immediately in the sense, once you had a word with the team members, with the academic counselors, you will be allotted the demos. You will take demo, and afterwards you will be able to come up with the classes whenever you want. It's all your discretion, your availability.
Also, our team members will be reaching out to you, like, by today to schedule your demos. I'll also mention an email ID so that if you have any query, you can directly get in touch with us.
Do we have more questions?
Yeah, ma'am. Allow us just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have any more questions, please feel free to type them in Q&A session. Yeah, we got one question, ma'am. How should my child enroll in Turito?
How I think the team would call you right after this session, and they'll discuss everything, and then they'll schedule a demo. And then afterwards, once you like the demo, and then you'll be able to come up with the regular classes.
Yeah. So we will be ending the session now. We'll be having a webinar session coming Sunday as well. We hope to see you all again. Until then, if you have any more queries, you can write us at care@turito.com. For more information, you can visit our website www.turito.com. Thank you so much, Poonam ma'am.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for inviting me, and thank you so much for all the participants and the Turito members for giving such a wonderful platform to each one of us, because this is where parents can get their queries answered, and they'll be able to come up with. I think there is one more question.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Do you have trying classes? Do you
Yeah,
have
we do
trying
have.
classes? Yeah, yeah.
Yes, we do have trial classes. So definitely you can enroll yourself for demo, and then once you think that yes, it is going to benefit my student, that we are that we are sure that yes, they are going to be. So then you'll enroll your child into it.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. So there will be a free demo session is here. Our counselor will reach out to schedule the free webinar. So have a nice day, ma'am. Thanks, everyone.
There is another question, I guess.
Is it free? Yeah.
Yes, it is free. All right.
Yeah, it's a free demo session, I think. Yeah.
So shall we answer?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone,
Thank you
for
so much.
your patience and your wonderful participation. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Have a good day.